everybody, and welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that knows how the Joker got his scars. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to be reviewing 2 volumes of different versions of Batman in the New 52, The Court of Owls and Faces of Death.
Cool. So as always, you can check us out on Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel because then you got all of our new episodes. I'm talking to you.
You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com.
So let's talk some comics. So today we're talking about 2 trade paperbacks. The first volumes, collections of 7 issues each of the New 52. 2 versions of Batman. The first one just called Batman, written by Scott Snyder, who did one of our favorite comics that we reviewed recently, called The Black Mirror. Also illustrated by Greg, was it Capullo? It's right there. Greg Capullo. And that one kind of follows in the vein of Black Mirror, I feel. It's that kind of style. Basically starts with, which one's that one? I forget. That's the one. Oh, it's the Owls. Yeah. This Court of Owls, which is kind of this secret society type thing that's been in Gotham for a while.
We might mess this up because we read them both back to back, so they have been mending or
blending a little
together.
Bit. The Court of Owls, kind of just this secret society type thing that's been around Gotham for a very long time. And then the other one, which is Detective Comics Batman. Written by Tony Daniel, not Tony Danza. Tony Daniel. And it's actually written and illustrated by him, which is interesting. And that one kind of starts with a little bit about the Joker and this kind of like weird new guy called like the Puppet, or the Doll Master or something.
Yeah.
Where he basically mutilates people, creates these dolls of like humans and stuff, really weird stuff.
Kind of like patchwork people.
Yeah, really weird. And then kind of goes into a storyline with the Penguin. So I don't know if you want to talk about each individually and then compare them, or how do we want to do this?
I think each individually, start off with like the Court of Owls, because that, I think, set up Batman great. I mean, it introduced, again, which I think is one of Scott Snyder's like roles, is to bring these new people into Batman. Because, with the Black Mirror, he created what was a great villain in Gordon's son, and there's a hint of him in this, when he's in Arkham, and it really it sucks you in. I mean, I read it, I picked it up and read it straight through because it really keeps you intrigued in, because Batman gets pretty beaten up in this one, and it's a cool idea because it talks a lot about like the city of Gotham and how it touches on how Batman won't give it up, and it starts really well with this whole Gotham is thing that the newspaper used to talk about, and people would say deplorable, crime-ridden, stuff like that, and then it turns into,
Gotham is Batman.
I thought that was a really great way to set up this story, and because Batman refuses to believe that this Court of Owls exists because he's like, I am Gotham, like, this is my city. I would have known if these people existed, and how it existed, how they were kind of in the buildings, but didn't say they were. Like that was a really cool idea. How like they were hiding out and how they have been here for generations. When he gets stuck in this labyrinthy thing, that was just a cool visual. I thought it would have been cool if he was like actually like just drugged out at like during that, and like that didn't happen because it was kind of an unbelievable like thing. And again, it is a comic, so you want to talk about that, and then we'll switch.
I enjoyed it a lot. The way that he writes Batman is just badass and awesome.
It is.
Like the way that the language that he speaks, just everything is really cool. I loved that they kind of had all the players in this. Like Nightwing was in it, which was really cool. And
Red Robin and Robin too.
And Robin, which is that his son?
Damian Wayne,
Awesome. So I love that. The art was really cool. I didn't actually notice this at first when I was looking up some stuff about it. I realized when that scene where the bat flies out when he says, I'm going to be the Batman when he's younger, to his father's statue thing, and then you see the bat fly out and gets taken by the owl. That's actually from Batman Year One.
Oh, okay.
But you don't see like the bat fly away. You see that scene. I thought that was cool because it brought in context showing that even back then, like he didn't realize what all that the Court of Owls was around. So kind of brings context, makes the world a little bit larger, expands it, which is really cool. I think that doing that now is an awesome idea. And with the New 52, they kind of rebooted a lot of these franchises, so it's the perfect time to do something like this. So the second one, very interesting.
We were really excited for because we read a little preview of it. I guess like the first 6 or so pages, and it starts with like Batman.
I think that was the Court of Owls, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because that's when he like breaks out of.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right. Okay.
But,
See, again, they blend together.
They're blending.
So why don't you talk about this one? So I remember.
Yeah. So
this one was definitely more comic-y.
This one's more comic-y. It starts off with this guy with he's called the Doll Master, and he like patchworks people together, which is really weird and odd. There's a lot of gruesome stuff in the first 2 issues. I found myself really liking the first 2 issues, and from there on, I really didn't like it because there starts to be some of these weird characters coming into play, like a monkey with symbols, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
Like kind of their henchmen were very odd.
Yes.
And then it goes into the story.
Off-putting.
Yeah, it was just really odd. And then it goes into the story with the Penguin, which I really was not into at all. I liked that his casino thing. That was a cool idea with the ice. That was the casino. Really cool. But I really, really hated the way this one was written. I feel like some of the verbiage was really just bad. Like it just seems so stupid to me. And it was like, I guess that goes along with what you're saying with it's more comic-y. It was more of that like tongue-in-cheek, not as serious take on Batman. So maybe that's where I had the problem. Comparing it to the other one, I really definitely preferred the other one better.
And there were definitely a lot of characters in that I couldn't get behind or know, like Batman's love interest. You know, like I am not, you know, I don't even remember her name because I'm not familiar with her. It wasn't one of the staples in, you know, it might have been one of the staples in Batman lore, but not one of the ones that I knew. And then her sister is this, you know, badass chick that's also happened to be there. And so just a lot of things just kind of happened that I didn't feel were necessary to happen because, you know, because they were just trying to get a lot done in a fast amount of time. You know, the Penguin was the main baddie in that thing and just wasn't good. Like, you know, and like you said before, like, you know, the Joker kind of had this like overarching thing where he got his face removed. Yeah. But still didn't play too much in it. At least
really
what
weird.
We read. So, you know, I think it would have been cool to have Batman go against the Joker and things like that. But, you know, it just
also the way the
characters I could get behind.
The Joker was written very weird too. I feel like he was just kind of like a normal serial killer type guy. He wasn't really like that crazy.
It didn't do him justice to like the character
very
that we've
plain,
seen in different
a very plain
iterations
Joker.
of it. So yeah, so I definitely I read it. I mean, I enjoyed reading it, but I didn't get behind it as much as Court of Owls, which did a great job of bringing in people that you don't know, and being like, oh crap, these guys are, you know, crazy. Like this is, you know, a good new foe for Batman, which, you know, so I definitely think they did that better and allowed me to get behind the characters.
I think the art in that one was definitely more intriguing. For
I would
me.
say.
One other thing I wanted to mention about Court of Owls, which I forgot, is that I kind of hated how it ended. It ended with a big cliffhanger, and the thing that I love about these trade paperbacks that we've been reading is they're a complete story, and this kind of just left you. Like it was like the precursor to what I would really be interested in.
Well, and it is volume 1, so I was actually at the comic store and I was looking if they had all of them. I was going to buy the rest, but
yeah, I mean, if you're someone who doesn't like to get the monthly issues and you like reading these, that's such a bad place to end it.
It is.
Until the next one comes out, which will probably be quite a while until that comes out. I mean, this just came out in March, I think. So
definitely, and I mean, the New 52 has been around for a little over a year now. I think like.
Yeah, like
their anniversary was like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, it is cool to see how much they're doing with these characters and, you know, 2 different takes on the same character. And, you know, they have other iterations of Batman too, which is
I know. There's so many different Batman stories, and I think long term I would be interested in reading more of the Batman titled one as opposed to the Detective Comics one. Although the Detective Comics did have more of, I feel like, more of the villains we know. So
yeah, I know.
It's kind of personal preference, I guess. If you like that old style.
That this shows how hard it is really to get into comics. I mean, it kind of stinks. And
well, I mean, we're mixing stuff up because it's
There's
it's
so
Batman,
Batman,
and you just think Batman, but there's multiple versions, and it's crazy. But they're both good reads, I think, and we got them both from the library, or Rob did, and that's awesome in and of itself, I think. So check it out. 2 new Batman volumes. Pretty awesome stuff going on in comics right now. So we're continuing with our week of movie thanks, since we unfortunately didn't get to see a new movie this week to review.
Also, I wanted to comment that this past weekend was the worst weekend at the box office in 10 years.
Nah, really?
So, we're sorry, movie industry, because apparently when we don't go to see a movie, it bombs.
It must be it. I mean, I don't know. So we're going to give our thanks today for some movies that we've watched on Netflix or Redbox or on demand that we were enjoying. So, what was your
on Tuesday, I thanked Jiro Dreams of Sushi, which was on Netflix Instant. Today, I would like to thank a movie that is currently out in Redbox, which we reviewed earlier in the year, that I think everybody should check out. It was just a mind-blowing movie, Cabin in the Woods. Awesome. There has not been a movie that has affected me like this one, that literally I had my mind blown and left on the seat in the theater. Like, it was great. I really enjoyed it. If you are looking for a movie to watch with friends that's just so good, check out our earlier review, because you can see it still brings a smile to my face now. But go rent Cabin in the Woods from Redbox.
Awesome. So this is a movie that I just watched, and I enjoyed it. I like those movies that you can catch on a rainy day. You know.
What is this going to be?
Rango. Pretty good movie. Did you see it?
No. But I know it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix Instant. I had it on my queue for a while, and the other day I was just bored, wanted to watch something, but didn't want to think a lot. Really kind of just a random turn on. That's not the right word. I randomly turned it on, and it was enjoyable. I mean, more than I thought I would enjoy it. It wasn't the best movie ever. It wasn't the best animated movie ever. But for something that you can catch for sort of free on Netflix, it's a lot of fun. And Johnny Depp did good voice work, and
I do want to see it.
So that's on Netflix right now if you want to check that out.
And it's a big title. For sure. Netfllix also does have some good movies. So
cool. So thanks for watching this week of Epic Geek Out. We'll be back next week with even more episodes. But have a great geeky weekend. We'll see you next time.